Hey, what's up guys, Lewis here with Shutterstock Tutorials with another quick tip video today, and we're going to talk about polarization filters and why you need one for filmmaking. So this here is a circular polarizing filter, and out of all the filters talked about online by content creators and filmmakers such as variable NDs, ProMist and so forth, these aren't talked about as much, but they are perhaps even more helpful than the other lot combined. So what is it that they do and how do they do it? When light comes from a direct source, like the sun, the light, as in the waves of light, are oscillating in different directions and unpolarized. However, when those light waves hit a shiny reflective surface, the reflective light only oscillates in one direction, and that direction is usually parallel to the reflecting surface. So in the case of this shot, the horizontal surface of the sea will produce horizontally polarized light. And when you rotate the filter and it's aligned with the direction of the polarization, that light will be reduced, offering more vivid colors and reduced glare. Now you could say that you could see this as a hot glare on a reflective surface, but for the most part, us humans are never going to see polarized light. Now these filters will reduce, not necessarily entirely remove, the reflections and glare caused by such polarization. How does that look in practice? Let's say in this circumstance, we're making a crime short film and there's evidence at the bottom of this pond. We have a problem. We can't see into the pond because the bright reflection of the building is simply overpowering. Well, using the polarizing filter, we can reduce that and see into the pond. Although, given that this pond hasn't been cleaned, it's not really the best example. Let's look at this instead. Much better. We can see the nature formation at the bottom of this pool. And it's not just water that this is good for, but any reflective surface that has a glare. You can reap the benefits of reducing the polarized light, whether that be a product shot or a shot of some plants. Now you might note that the polarizer rotates, but you're not dialing in the intensity like a neutral density filter. Instead, you're rotating the angle of the polarization. As a result, the polarization isn't always uniform. For example, here on this car, we can see that as I rotate the filter, because the surfaces of the car are facing in different directions, and as a result the polarized light is oscillating at different angles, the glare is removed unevenly. Additionally, it should be noted that when working with deep water that has a reflection, it's not as if you're suddenly going to be able to see into the bottom of the lake. But in this shot, for example, we do of course get those beautiful deep blues back into the sky, and we can even see how richer the greens look on the bush. Now you might be thinking, hang on Lewis, you said that light waves are polarized when it hits a glossy surface and reflected off. So what's going on with this sky? Why is that being affected by the filter? Well, even on a nice blue sky day, sunlight is scattered and bounced around with the particles found within our atmosphere. So you could say that on a particle level, it's still being reflected. However, due to the directionality of that polarization in the sky, you're only going to see the effects from the filter when you're 90 degrees away from the sun. In this shot, the sun is just above the edge of the frame, and as I rotate the polarizer, it doesn't matter which angle I position it at, nothing happens. So how do you figure that out? Do you need some type of app or tool? No, you very simply just make a finger gun, point it towards the sun, and rotate your wrist. Now whichever way your thumb is directing, that's going to be a surefire way to point the camera to receive the benefits of the polarization filter. If you face towards the sun or behind the sun, you're not necessarily going to see the filter in effect, and they cost a lot of money, so you're obviously going to want to make sure that you're doing it properly. Alright, I've been Lewis with Shutterstock Tutorials, and I'm going to catch you guys next time.